called its family that was selling in all 7 states. One of them was a member of our community who, in a lot of instances, was questioned. This has been a Rainier Avenue Radio message on fentanyl in our communities.
Hey, community, listen to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church every Sunday at 10:45 a.m.
We invite you to get up and call a friend and tell them that New Hope is on live. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And now, our pastor, the Reverend Dr. Robert L. Jeffrey Sr. Everybody clap your hand, come on.
Listen to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church every Sunday at 10:45 a.m.
Do you want to reach out to the Vietnamese community in Seattle? Just advertise in Vietnamese, that is Northwest Vietnamese News, the longest-running Vietnamese language newspaper in our region. Go to nvnorthwest.com.
Hey, Seattle, tune in to Lidline Sports every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
What up, yo? We are back. This is Pep, and the man that don't take no mess, Mr. O-P-I-S, Mr. Stevenson. What say you?
I hope you see the hat that I'm wearing right now. That's how mad I am.
I do. Man, you are angry.
I just want to make that be known.
Tune in to Lidline Sports every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Midline Sports.
Totally bored? Mindlessly scrolling? Put down your phone and pick up a free youth transit pass. Youth 18 and younger ride for free. Go all the places. Do all the things. Escape the scroll at freeyouthtransitpass.com.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining another episode of Real Estate Money. And I'm one of your hosts. My name is Tina Lombard. And how is everybody doing today?
Hi,
well, we're going to be talking about.
I hope everybody's good.
Hey,
Hi, let me turn my thing down a little bit. There, is that good? Am I lighting okay?
That's very good.
Okay.
That's very good. Yes.
Everyone, I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
Yes, and I'm Tina Lombard with Texana Bank. How's everybody doing today?
I am good. It's a nice sunny day here in the Pacific Northwest, and it's cool outside. But, today we're going to talk about one feature of the home, the kitchen.
Yes.
Everyone is all over that place, whether you're a buyer or seller. It's important for both sides to take a look at that one space that everybody seems to look at when they're looking to buy a home. So sellers pay attention and see what people want. So
exactly.
All about
here we go. Okay. So what do you got for us, V? Do you have any videos or anything?
No videos.
Okay, that's great. That's fine. That's fine. No. Let's just tell everybody how we. Well, let's just tell everybody how we came to this conclusion about talking about our kitchen today. So we're coming upon the holiday season. We've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas, we've got New Year's Eve. And this is a time where folks actually gather, their family, their friends, and they gather over dinner, they gather over entertainment in a home. And the heartbeat of a house, just like Violeta said earlier, is the kitchen. So we need to talk about the kitchen, the new renovated updates that people do to kitchens now, just to make their kitchens more homier. And when people do go look for a home, they look at the kitchen. It is an integral part of choosing whether you have a house or not. So what are the new gimmicks in the kitchen? What updates can you make when you buy a home? When you buy a home, what do you look for in a kitchen? Do you have an area where there's space for a dishwasher? There's space for 2 ovens. There's space for a microwave. Is it something where you have to do a total renovation or, what have you? But just like Violeta says, that the kitchen is the heart of the home, so you really need to pay attention to it.
Yeah, and as you walk into the home and you go towards that special place, everybody is loving the open concept space. Where
Yes.
you've got a family room spilling into the kitchen, and it's a huge area where all the people can gather and still see each other, not separated by any walls or anything. It's all wide open. That's a huge selling point in a lot of homes right now.
Yes, it's true. The older houses, they have a lot of character. They have a lot of culture in these older houses. But, in the past, people used to build kitchens away from the dining room, away from the places of recreation and entertainment. Because, usually there's servants or something. People are making stuff in the kitchen. They don't want to be seen. Then they go out and entertain. But, even if you look at the old movies, or the old TV shows like Bewitched or something, she's always going in the back in the kitchen. And then you look at the newer movies, the sitcoms, and the entire sitcom usually happens in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's usually a staple.
Here's a huge show, Hell's Kitchen. Gordon Ramsay and all his chefs.
Let's not talk. I'm addicted to that show. Kitchen Nightmares, I completely addicted.
So the kitchen area where all these chefs are, they're all vying for position, right? To be the top chef or the head chef for one of his restaurants. One night they do a cooking in front of an audience. They have not an audience, but actual diners.
Actual restaurant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a restaurant setting, and on the other side of this short wall, you see all the cooks over there, and Gordon is screaming mad at them most of the time.
Cracks me up. Yes.
Other people, right? Oh my God, they're burning my food. Oh no. And they
yes.
just going on. So people at your home, if you're cooking, they want to see what you're doing. They'll wander over and say, "Hey, what's up with this new oven? What you got going on? You got all ovens firing on all 4 cylinders and all the cooktops."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all turned on, and everything is moving. So what are things that people look for in a kitchen that would be a good entertaining feature? And I think one, and I can just pick apart my kitchen, because this is what I designed it for: entertaining a lot of people, family, right? Tina's my kitchen, and it's wide open to the living room. Even it's all together, dining, kitchen, and I have a huge L-shaped island with seating, and there's cabinetry on one side for all of our barware, liquor, all that stuff on the side.
Yes.
On the other side, I have even a sink. That's right on the island as well. And, materials for islands these days, I have quartz on mine. It's very durable and it's real nice, functional. It's a man-made product, but hey, it looks good. I picked out a brand new type of quartz, and so materials. And then I have pendulum lighting above one side where the seating is on the island, so people can sit there and have ambiance in the lighting. So whether it's task or environmental lighting can be layered that way.
Right.
So what else do you think?
Well, it's important. Vila, we had a client before that actually bought a house, and the whole kitchen was with carpet. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yes, the whole kitchen was carpet. It's like...
Even the bathrooms were carpeted.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, there's, when you're cooking, I got onions flying everywhere, I got rice flying everywhere, garlic, and I've got an island, a big island in the middle of my kitchen, and I'll chop and do everything there because I can talk to people. I'm usually watching the TV in the living room, or I'm talking to my daughter or something. So I'm cutting there, and then I turn around and put, whatever I'm cutting into the pan to cook. Now I could cook, But the way my kitchen is, you've got the stove and everything, but when you're cooking at the stove, your back is to the dining area and to the living room, so you can't really talk. So usually I do all my prepping and everything on the island so I can talk to people and whatever. Then I turn around, put my stuff in there, and I cook, and I turn back around. But those type of functionalities, people you have to think about. And so those islands are really cool because it offers more counter space. If I'm rolling something or whatever, if I'm making cookies, I can do it, and I can talk to the people that are in the dining room table, and I can see right into my living room where people are watching TV or whatever, but I can see through the whole layout of most of my entertainment center from my kitchen. And it's got to be that way. I mean, I feel really bad. I'm talking to them like this, and I'm like this, and I'm frying, and I turn back around. It's not conducive, but I mean, you have to do that unless you have a stove. Some people have stoves right there on the island.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is nice because they can cook and everything and talk to people.
Or sink, what have you. I do have my sink on the island, and I have to turn around like you and cook up against the other side of the wall. But what was I going to say about that? People can come around and watch you cook. That's kind of fun to do too, because they will be a sous chef next to you. Hand me the garlic, hand me the onions, hand me this, and you be the one stir frying or whatever you're doing on the stove, right? And
I mean, so I have my stove. I have my stove, and then and I'm right-handed, so I have all my spices right next to me. So when I'm cooking, I can just, do the spices. Then I have the oils and everything underneath. So everything that has to do with cooking. And then I have all my utensils and stuff in a drawer right next to it. So when I do my cooking, I've got everything right there. I don't ever have to turn around. I can do everything right there. I got my fan and everything. And, I've got a gas stove, which is a lot of people, they like a gas stove because it can control the temperature and, it's really nice. And so I have a gas stove. If you can, or if you are going to rip up your stove and take it out, try to go for a gas stove.
Yeah.
So I've had ovens where it was just the heat pad, and I always turn on high and I burn everything, but it's really nice because the fire stove is the closest to cooking outside or whatever. So a gas stove is really nice, and I have aluminum pans. I don't have the Teflon or anything like that because it has been known to cause toxins and all types of crazy stuff. So I just have aluminum pans, and you can really cook a lot more with aluminum pans. And so like the cast iron is the old-fashioned way. The cast iron is great, but the aluminum pans are actually the modern day use instead of a cast iron. So I can't use a cast iron. So I do that, and I've got my air fryer. I've got a nice air fryer, and you got your rice cooker.
Yeah, everybody has a rice cooker. Every Filipino family has a rice cooker.
I can cook on the stove, but you have to have a rice cooker. Then I have I had an Instapot.
Yes, I do.
Which changed my life. That Instapot will change your life. I guarantee it. You can put anything in there. You can cook beans and rice or whatever in like an hour and a half as opposed to 2 days. Soaking the beans and everything else in 6 hours. You can cook ribs in there. It takes me like an hour and a half to cook ribs in there instead of 2 hours and whatever, 3 or 4 hours in the oven. So I've got that. That's about an appliance that I have.
Love this.
And in our family, so I'm half Creole, so I got the Creole side. And when you cook gumbo, when you cook certain things, it takes literally 6 hours to make gumbo, unless you do the shortcut, and you buy a certain gumbo, whatever. And that only takes 3 hours. But the whole premise of gumbo is that everybody's helping cooking and chopping. You put everything in the pot, and you actually get red wine, and you drink the wine for the 3 hours that it takes the gumbo to cook. And it is a social thing. So if you're back in the kitchen, you'll have half the family in the living room, and they're talking, and they're getting to know one another, and you're in the kitchen with like 4 or 5 people, and you're isolated. But now the new houses, like if you look behind me, now the new houses are a layout where the kitchen is the heartbeat, and you can cook and everything in the kitchen, and you have access to people in other rooms. There's no wall that divides.
Yeah, and I wanted to say my island, I use that for serving everything.
Yes.
We lay out a butcher paper because at the end of the day, you just roll it all up and throw it in the garbage. Cleanup is easy. But I have a station for appetizers and then salads and then the entrees and then all the condiments and all the serving stuff. And then all the way over here on the other wall, I have my desserts. So it's so fun to have it be so open and a lot of cooking space, prep space, serving space, and people are.
Well, I know. I've been to Violeta's house. Her refrigerator is so big that's actually qualifies as another bedroom. Her refrigerator is amazing.
In there.
I don't know. She said, I just put this in, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. But I mean, a lot of people, they don't understand the refrigerator is very important. It's extremely important. Your storage in there, what it's capable of holding. Do you freeze food? Do you keep meat in a certain container? I mean, the old refrigerators, they just had like cold. Then they have like a plastic at the bottom. You put stuff in. And so now, we've got refrigerators. They've got a whole separate department for raw meat. So you keep it separate from the other foods. They got dairy. They got vegetables with humidifiers and all types of different stuff. And and then they've got the ones I've seen with the panels, the computer panels on it, and it can tell you if you're low on milk, if you're low on eggs, or whatever. And a lot of them are controlled by a mobile. It's a TV screen. Right. A TV screen, yeah. And it'll tell you, like mine. I bought mine at some warehouse. It was like a chip and something, whatever. I mean, it was like a little dent in it. It was like $3,000 off because of that stupid little dent. So I got it, but I mean, I can control it by my phone. I can, and it tells me everything's computerized. It's connected to the Wi-Fi. And that's just genius because it'll tell you. Oops.
Yeah. Oh, that's an Amber Alert.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but no, it'll tell you, if you need things changed or whatever. But if you are somebody who has a lot of parties and you like to stir up, you go fishing during the summertime, and you've got just piles of fish, and you can't really fit it in your refrigerator. You can put a freezer in your garage or what have you, and put meats in there. But depending on the type of cook you have, depending on how much you cook, that is going to dictate the size of the refrigerator that you have. If you've got 6 or 7 people living in your house, you've got your parents and some kids, you're going to have a bigger refrigerator. If you're just 1 or 2 of you in the house, maybe a smaller refrigerator to accommodate your needs. But having a refrigerator, having a spot for your refrigerator is very important. And I encourage people, when you buy a house, especially a used house, if they have a refrigerator there, that's awesome. But if you can do one thing in your house, the first thing I would do is change that refrigerator. Because the filters are wacky, the water filters are wacky. Getting an old refrigerator has a lot to do with the storage of your food, which is very important. So I tell people, you can get a gas stove, whatever, later. But you get yourself some filtered water, get yourself something that's going to accommodate your food and the storage of your food that needs refrigeration. Yeah. Freezer, everything.
As I walk around and tour homes with my buyers, I look for the refrigerator in the kitchen. I look for the refrigerator, a slide-in stove range oven combination with a good vent above that, or microwave with a vent underneath that. And then we saw one. I haven't seen one of these in a long time, but a portable dishwasher. No, put it in the wall. Attach it to the sink. You don't want to be rolling it around. Where's that dishwasher? Oh, it's in the living room. No. You don't want the dishwasher. No. It was kind of awkward, and we got a good kick out of that. But, have it be next to the sink, please. But that's a good thing to have in a kitchen.
Yes. I know my a lot of Asian parents, including my own, they don't use the dishwasher to wash dishes. They use it to store. But I use mine. I don't wash the dishes. I just throw everything in there. And I had to buy a new dishwasher when I got in. It wasn't that much money, but but it makes your life different. It really makes a big difference if you have a dishwasher and you use it. But you're right; it needs to be in the wall under the counter, not hanging out as part of the dining room.
You got to figure out where to plug it in and where the water's going to drain into. It's just such a funny thing. But the one thing that when you were talking about using an app, everybody loves a smart home. A smart kitchen where you can control the oven temperature, set it on a timer, say you're going somewhere, but you got to get that turkey in for Thanksgiving dinner, and you need to start it at a certain time, or you're in bed because otherwise you need to get up at the crack of dawn to get the turkey in for 10 million hours. So, that and the refrigerators that are, all the climate control. You can control with your phone. Everything is controlled by your phone these days, right? So
Yes.
that and the lighting too, mood lighting. You can switch colors, and you can have under cabinet lighting and control all that with a phone or remote control or what have you. But there are ovens that are for specific purposes. We have a convection oven. We have a steam oven. And you can use that for different types of baking settings. And so it's fun to have all these newfangled things. I have it in my house. But
and it doesn't really cost a lot of money. If it really doesn't cost a lot of money, it doesn't. I mean, now everything is so cheap. It's much cheaper now. But if you're going to splurge on your house, splurge in the kitchen, because that's where you're going to spend most of your time.
Sure, and that's what buyers are looking for: a functional kitchen. And sellers need to make sure, it's user friendly. And you're talking about people in the home, and the home is where everybody comes to entertain and gather, and needs to be a good space.
And when I first moved here, I still had the same countertops, but it's some type of I don't even know what it is. It's hard. It's not wood. I don't know what it is, but it looks like granite, but it's not. But I had people came in. This is like maybe 6-7 years ago. I had people come in here, and they were going to do granite and quartz countertops. And I think at the time they quoted me like $10,000. And I decided to go for the hot tub and the piano instead. I was like, but a lot of times you can easily upgrade a countertop. I know my brother actually went and bought some slabs, and he put them in himself. He rented a cutter, and he put it in himself. But a lot of times you do have all the appliances, but you don't like the cabinetry, you don't like the decor. So you can actually change the countertops, and you can actually go to like Lowe's or somewhere, and you can get a backsplash and put them in by yourself. It's not that hard. But a backsplash and new countertops can make a big difference. A lot of people don't like the color. They don't like the maple, or they don't like the white, or maybe somebody got put an olive green as in the cabinetry or whatever. I don't like it. A lot of times you can have people paint it. It is going to cost you an arm and a leg, or you can go ahead and paint it yourself. But you can actually do an uplift or an upgrade by just painting your cabinets. Painting it white, painting it, whatever it is, whatever the newfangled thing is. I think now white kitchens are in or something. But you can actually do that. You can actually put some easy countertops in there by yourself, either laminated, quartz, granite. And you can go to these warehouses down, Pacific Avenue, whatever. They've got these warehouses, and find something that you can put in for absolutely cheap. You can actually upgrade your house by just changing the cabinets, and the countertops.
Yeah.
And then the faucets. Yeah.
And the faucets?
The faucets. Yeah, I have a Moen in there or whatever, but my Moen does, it's got a great big giant neck. It's got a giant neck, so I can put my great big pots and pans underneath. As opposed to like, the old fashioned kitchen.
Yeah, I mean touchless faucets. Is that
yes. Yeah, just upgrading to either brass or bronze or silver, whatever it is, nickel, whatever it is. Just changing your faucets. You can even change them by yourself. Will upgrade your kitchen. You don't have to be stuck to the 1950s, twisty knobs or whatever. Just go ahead and do it yourself.
And the other easy thing, inexpensive thing is to change the fixtures. The pulls, where you have the knobs. If you're refacing or repainting the front of your cabinets, put in new,
yes,
easy.
Yes, I mean you can even go down to is it Home Goods? You can actually buy all the little knobs and stuff to put in your cabinetry, and they're crystal and they're porcelain, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the light fixtures. When I first bought this house, they were into Thomas Edison. I don't know what's going on, but they had Thomas Edison light bulbs all over the place. I'm like, what in the hell? So I have these two like chandeliers that were Edison light bulbs above my island, and then my dining room table had this great big factory looking. I don't even know. But I bought crystal. I went to Lowe's and I bought crystal chandelier things in my dining room, and then in my kitchen I have these crystal chandelier. So when the sun hits it, crystal goes everywhere. But I mean, it was cheap. Oh, bless you. It was cheap. It was not that $150, $180, and I paid somebody off a thumbtack to come in here and put it on for like $50. But it makes a big difference. It looks like you spent $1,000, but all I did was change the lighting.
See, and just the intensity of the light whether it's a blue light or your yellow light, you want bright light where you need to see, like in the oven, you want to make sure your food is cooked. So you got to get good lighting above the oven area. But if you're washing dishes over here, if you have a dimmer switch for your dining room or kitchen island seating area to dim the lights, so ambient lighting.
Ambiance. Yes.
Other than task lighting, like the bright lights. Yeah.
No. And a lot of people, they when you look at silverware and you look at plates and stuff, don't go for the cheapest $1.25 plates. I mean, don't plastic. No. If you you cut on it and there's a groove left. No. Spring for the nice plates, because that makes a difference when you're serving food on a real nice flatware, a real nice plate. It makes a big difference. It's almost like you change the flooring or the lighting or the roof or whatever. But get nice plates. Invest in good silverware. Don't get the cheap, $3.99 for 18 forks. I mean, don't do that, because it's gonna make your food taste funny. It's gonna rust. Don't do that. Spring. I mean, if people go out, they go to the bar, they spend $150 on shots. But they don't. But then it comes to forks. They got these camper forks they got, that you use for camping. It's half plastic, half camper, nickel or whatever. But spring for the nice silverware. And when you serve a pot when you serve rice, don't serve it in the pot in the rice cooker. Get a nice square-looking Japanese thing, whatever, from Target or what have you, and make your dishes look really nice. Invest in good silverware. Invest in good food plates and servers and everything. Invest in that. You go buy some sweater off of Amazon that looks like a fake fur or something for $59.99. You're serving stuff in a tin can. Just invest. It makes a difference. Nice wine glasses. Go to outlet, go to Costco, whatever. Find yourself some nice stemware, and it makes a big difference when you pour wine. In your kitchen, you're going to have people come over. Invest in nice glasses, good cocktail.
Yeah,
cocktail glass. It's just
real china. Yeah.
Real china. Sometimes they're passed down. Sometimes you can go somewhere in a estate sale and get beautiful stuff. Just invest in your kitchen. I mean, if your kitchen looks fantastic, the silverware is nice, the lighting is nice, then everything is nice. It's really going to uplift your house. It's going to really make you feel better.
Or you can do like me. I go all out. I have seasonal plates, and it's just so bizarre. I have one for spring, summer, winter, and fall, and the placemats or the charger plates, which is what you.
I got chargers. Yep.
And I have my crystal. And you know what? Because here's another thing in a kitchen, a pantry area. I do not have interior walls. I knocked all the interior walls out so I can have that open concept.
Right. And yes.
So I don't have a china cabinet anymore. So I had a pantry put in behind my kitchen. It's really long and real functional. I have a couple of appliances in there because I'm a minimalist. I don't want anything on my counters around on the outside where people can see it. So I have things in my pantry. I plug it in. I have a vent. So if anything smells, it just goes out that way. But I have cabinet space where I have my china, my crystal, my silver, all my good stuff that was in my china cabinet. And
see, yeah.
Organization purposes and to hide things. But
see, yeah, that means something. You don't need to have your air fryer sitting on the counter or your pancake grill sitting on the counter. Find cabinetry space to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your coffee grinder. I don't need to see that. You can tuck it away.
That's
but but so people say, hey, what can I do? What's the number one thing I can do to uplift my house? What's the number one thing I can do? I'm like, get your get your kitchen in order. Get your kitchen. Throw away. Don't use any plastic cups. Don't use any plastic plates. Do not. I mean, am I right, V? I'm like, get that stuff out of here. But anyways, we're preparing for. Right? We're preparing for our show, for next week. So join us next week. We're going to talk about everything Thanksgiving. That's why we're talking about your kitchen today.
We're talking about food.
It's our favorite subject.
Okay. All right.
So anyways, thank you for joining us, and keep those ideas flowing. We'll see you next week. My name is Tina Lombard with the Texana Bank.
And I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth. Thank you. See you at on Tuesday, 2:30.